do not be afraid to click the like button. There's so many things going on in boxing, a lot of race baiting, a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with boxing, but sometimes you gotta get information where you really need to find it from the horse's mouth, hearsay. And a lot of people that are putting content creation out there are just putting information without doing their real facts. They're just basing it on emotional, illogical reasoning, lack of reasoning. The lot of boxing content creators out there, the racial bait ones like Dante's boxing, and they're just basically getting information through their emotional assessments, not through facts. They don't do the deep research to get the facts done because they're too preoccupied with racial advantages and trying to look bigger than what they are because they're narcissists at the end of the day. Dante's boxing, he's a narcissist. Dante's Boxing Nation, he is a narcissist. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. He's a racist narcissist. Dante's Boxing. So before I start talking about that, I want to make an announcement again that this Saturday, I say, I'm your daddy, Dante's Boxing. I'm your daddy. You need to come to me to get the real facts and stop being so emotionally charged with racist, narcissist point of views. Yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. This Saturday, we have at the T-Mobile Arena at the Zone, it's going to have Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. I'm not too crazy about that fight, but the undercard is supposed to be immaculate. It's supposed to be really good. And I feel that between Mario Barrios, who's the WBC champion, and Ryan Garcia, it's a fight that I feel like it's, Ryan Garcia more than likely is going to win, but I think that Ryan Garcia is not going to knock out Mario Barrios. Tank Davis couldn't do it. I don't think that Ryan Garcia is going to do it, but you never know. I think it's going to be either fighter could win by decision, split decision. It's not going to be as entertaining and engaging as people. Yes, Mario Barrios comes to fight, and Ryan Garcia does too, but I just think that Ryan Garcia, he's nothing special. He's just a power hitter. And I think that Mario Barrios has some decent fundamentals to make the fight go the distance. And I think that either fighter could win by decision. And I'm picking Ryan Garcia to win by split decision. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel, but the fight could go either way. It could go to Mario Barrios too. But that's what I see. But I could be wrong. Adeline Ellis E5Y said hi. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, so who do you guys think is going to win between Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios for the WBC belt in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada this Saturday? Tell me what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Yeah, the undercard is supposed to be really, really good. And I look forward to it. I got to get the undercard, schedule. I'll probably put another video out for that. So stay tuned for that. I'll do a short video about the undercard as well. Because the undercard is going to be very intriguing. Very intriguing. All right, so now let's talk about who is more marketable. Who is the marketable boxer? Xander Zayas or Devin Haney? Devin Haney is not marketable. Devin Haney has not sold 1 million views ever. He always needed the help of somebody, a Latino fighter like Ryan Garcia, to be very successful. But as much as that fight was successful between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, it never reached the 1 million mark. It only reached 972,000. Even with all the surrounding drama and the status of Ryan Garcia's star potential and star power, it still didn't reach 1 million. So Devin Haney has never sold 1 million. So Dante's Boxing is so biased and so racist that it blinds his judgment and his logic because he overlooks and undermines. Xander Zayas he sold 1.1 million at the gate in Puerto Rico. So he sold more than Devin Haney, right? Xander Zayas is more marketable, sold more than Devin Haney. Devin Haney's the other fight that he had with Cambosis in 2022, he drew an average of 1.32 million viewers. Viewers is different from actual pay-per-view buy. It's not the same. And in the rematch with Kambosos, he drew 935,000 views. It wasn't pay-per-view buys. So it's a difference between pay-per-view buys and viewership. So this is the thing that either Dante's boxing is getting misconstrued, or he's just blatantly being ignorant and not doing his research because he's being blinded by the fact that Devin Haney is an African American fighter, and he wants to try to make the African American fighters look like something that they're really not and make them bigger than what they actually are. Devin Haney's not a marketable fighter that sells on his own independently. And then when he fought Lomachenko, he did 150,000 to 200,000 buys. He didn't sell a million. So Devin Haney needs Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas does not really need Devin Haney. The reason why Bill Haney is jumping on the bandwagon with Xander Zayas because Xander Zayas is so marketable, and he sells, and he's more relevant in a quicker fashion than Devin Haney has been. Devin Haney needs a dance partner to actually be a fighter that sells a lot. Even with Ryan Garcia, he couldn't sell 1 million. He only sold 972,000. But the reports from Oscar De La Hoya was that it didn't sell that much. It sold roughly 300,000. So we don't know, but we know that he's not a million. He's not a million at the gate at all. Devin Haney's not at that level. Xander Zayas is at a higher level. Yes. Heather Sims, www. Thanks for tuning into the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Adeline Ellis E5Y said hi. Thank you for tuning into the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Subscribe to the channel. Heather Sims 7435 says hi. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. You're part of the family. Tony also keeps it real. There's no holds barred information. We tell it how it is over here. And these racial fans like Dante Boxing, he denies that. He actually says that that we are race fans, Latinos. He is the race fan. He's the one saying that the black fighters are more dominant. And he says that when Terrence Crawford moved up in weight to beat Canelo, all the black fighters started moving up and started challenging everybody else. And then he's making it seem like he's not a race baiter, like he's not a race fan. He's a race fan. Dante's Boxing, you are a race fan, and you're a walking contradiction, a narcissist and a racist at the same time. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. I'm calling it for what it is. And Denzel Gunnard, Puerto Rico. Yes. Thanks for tuning into the channel, my brother Denzel Gunnard. Yes, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I have to call it for what it is. And then Devin Haney versus Progress, he sold 50,000 to 135,000. That's not a million at the gate. Xander Zayas, on the other hand, he sold 1.1 million at the gate in Puerto Rico. So we are more marketable. Latino fighters, Mexican fighters, in general, Puerto Rican fighters, we're more marketable than African American fighters, and that's the reason why they're so mad. Bill Haney and Dante's Boxing, because they're jealous. They're jealous because we are more marketable and we sell more. It's nothing against my African American brothers. I got love for them, but it's the actual factual truth. And you don't like it, Dante's Boxing Nation. You guys are racial fans. You are a racist fan. You only go by race. We go by who's great, who is talented. And people are talking about Devin Haney being more. He has more of a fan base than Xander Zayas. He never sold 1 million at the gate. Xander Zayas did. So Devin Haney needs Xander Zayas. That's the reason why they keep calling Xander Zayas out, because they know Xander Zayas is so marketable, and Xander Zayas could easily sell the Madison Square Garden with no problem, especially even now after he did 1.1 million at the gate in Puerto Rico. So Xander Zayas is levels above Devin Haney as far as marketability and visibility. He definitely has more of a fan base just based on the fact that he can fight anybody, Joe Smo, in Puerto Rico or in Madison Square Garden and still sell. But Devin Haney versus Xander Zayas would do a lot better. But Xander Zayas doesn't need a dance partner to make 1 million views or actually 1.1 million buys. He doesn't need a dance partner like Devin Haney needs a dance partner. He needed Ryan Garcia, a Latino. He needed Ryan Garcia to actually almost reach 1 million. He never reached 1 million. Oscar De La Hoya said he only reached 300,000, and then the reports are that he only reached 972 million. No, 972,000. So Devin Haney only reached 972,000 with Ryan Garcia. Even with all that star power that Ryan Garcia has, and he's the one that actually helped the event get that far. It wasn't Devin Haney. Devin Haney doesn't have a strong fan base. I'm telling you, African Americans, they're very talented, but they don't have the fan support that Latinos, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans have. It's just a fact. I'm not knocking the African American fighters. My favorite fighter is Keyshawn Davis, Xander Zayas, Subriel Matias, David Benavidez, and the list goes on, man. And I like Terrence Crawford. He retired, but I call it for what it is. People got to stop being fans based on the race of the fighter. It's all about the talent. And I love the way Keyshawn Davis fights. And I think that the fight between Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney, that's not going to happen, because the fight that people want to see and are more likely going to see is Xander Zayas versus Devin Haney. But I believe that Xander Zayas is going to fight Josh Kelly first, because Josh Kelly will not be able to fight the winner of Virgil Ortiz versus Jerome Boots Ennis, because Jerome Boots Ennis is not going to have a dance partner as far as Virgil Ortiz is concerned, because Virgil Ortiz is put on the sideline due to his lawsuit against De La Hoya. So the judge came to an agreement where they're going to actually put a temporary restraining order on Virgil Ortiz, meaning that they will not be able to have any fights made for Virgil Ortiz with any other promoter or any other fighter besides Jerome Boots Ennis, unless once everything is resolved with the lawsuit with him and Oscar De La Hoya. So he's put on a freeze right now. You know, Virgil Ortiz is put on a temporary freeze, so now his career is stagnated. So he's not gonna get to fight Jerome Boots Ennis. So now Jerome Boots Ennis has to fight somebody else, and I believe that he's gonna fight the winner of Xander Zayas versus Josh Kelly, most likely. I don't know, but I know that Xander Zayas definitely wants to unify all the belts, and he wants all that smoke, and he's ready for anybody. For Jerome Boots Ennis, that's going to be a 50-50 fight. I asked my son, what does he think about Jerome Boots Ennis versus Xander Zayas, and I was shocked to hear him say that I think if anybody could beat him, it's Xander Zayas, because before he was really just high on Jerome Boots Ennis. He still is. My son is still high on Jerome Boots Ennis, but he didn't see anybody possibly beating him. But then when he saw the way Xander Zayas looked and the way he boxes, his boxing ability is impeccable. And he's still learning, but he saw that Xander Zayas is the truth, and that Xander Zayas could give Jerome Boots Ennis his first loss, because Xander Zayas is the only one he sees as a possible fighter that can beat him. And it's realistic now when you look at the way he dominated Abbas Barral. I mean, the way they judged that fight was wrong. I think that I think Xander Zayas dominated most of the fight, and he should have won by majority decision or unanimous decision, because he won most of the rounds, Xander Zayas. But it is what it is. The boxing judges, they can be a little blind and stupid and don't pay attention, and you know how it is. So they have politics involved too. They had a judge from Germany, So even though Abbas Barral is not German descent, but I think he lived in Germany for a long time and represented Germany for a while. But he's really a African fighter. But anyway, that's the politics of boxing. So subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yes, a lot of major things happening, and I believe that Devin Haney is not. He has no more. He don't have star power. He still needs a little bit more to get that star power that he wants, and that's why he wants to fight Xander Zayas, man. They're trying to capitalize. Bill Haney is trying to capitalize on the fact that Xander Zayas has a lot of visibility, star power, and he sold 1.1 million at the gate in Puerto Rico. Something that Dante's Boxing failed to recognize and didn't recognize, because he's either ignorant or he's just blatantly, purposely ignoring those facts and not mentioning it, just to try to grandize Devin Haney, because he's an African-American fighter, and he feels that he needs to focus on grandizing African-American fighters, making them bigger than what they actually are. Call it for what it is. Devin Haney is not exciting. Keyshawn Davis is exciting. Yes, I'm excited about Keyshawn Davis, but Devin Haney is not exciting. The only reason why he beat and dominate Brian Norman Jr. is because Brian Norman Jr. didn't know how to use his feet. he just had power, but he didn't know how to set up. And then and Devin Haney was able to like keep him at bay with the jab and not allow him to set up. But fighters like Ryan Garcia, even though they cheated against Devin Haney, they still landed on Devin Haney and knocked them down a lot of times. So I feel like if you know how to set up and target your combinations to against Devin Haney, you're gonna be able to knock him out. And I believe that Xander Zayas will knock out Devin Haney. Will knock him out or beat him by unanimous decision. Either way, Xander Zayas has the tools. He has the skills. He has the boxing pedigree. A lot of people don't understand. Xander Zayas is not a Mexican fighter. Mexican fighters most of the time are one-dimensional. Not all, but most. But Xander Zayas, Puerto Ricans, we're built different. We have versatility. We have boxing, power, skill, defense, offense. We have it all. So African Americans can't use that against us, against Puerto Ricans. We're very athletic because Puerto Ricans are mixed with African, Spanish, and Indian. So we do have that DNA. So we got to stop dividing each other and uniting each other so we can appreciate each other's culture, because African Americans and Puerto Ricans have a lot in common and some things not in common, but we could all learn from each other because we come from the African diaspora. The Atlantic slave trade was bigger in Latin America and the Caribbean than it was in America. It was 12.5 million slaves sent out to Latin America and the Caribbean, and there was only 500,000 sent to the United States. So that's why we have a lot of Latinos that have black skin and are dark, and that's where it comes from. But a lot of people that are from the north and are not a lot of people that are from the south and California, Atlanta, and all those places, they're ignorant to the fact that Puerto Ricans could be just as black as African Americans, or sometimes less because of the mixture. But we actually have the drums in the Latin countries, but in America they only had the R&B because the slave owner didn't want the African slaves to rebel against the English slave owners. So that's why it's different, the slavery in America, than it was in Latin America. Because in Latin America, the slaves were able to play the drums, and the African roots really survived a lot as far as the drums. And I feel like that's the thing that a lot of African Americans that are not from the north, they don't understand. But the ones from the north, like New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Philadelphia, all those places, Long Island, New York, they know what time it is. The African Americans know that we could be just as black as African Americans or less black based on the mixture, but some more than others. But we have the same DNA, but we're just mixed. So a lot of people don't understand that from different parts of the United States, because the way the segregation is different. And Dante's boxing, he needs to learn a few things. He needs to go to the Mecca, New York City, and start learning that more history about Latinos. We actually have a lot in common, and we both should be more uniting each other instead of dividing against each other. That's what the government wants, us to be divided against each other. We should be united with each other, because we are brothers and sisters at the end of the day. African Americans and Latinos, we should be on the same page, but not all of us are, but some of us are. In the north, they're more knowledgeable. The south and all those other places, Atlanta, California, those places, they don't have the knowledge. A lot of them, not most of them, don't. They don't know that we are very, very similar, have a lot of similar bloodlines. So we should be uniting with each other instead of fighting each other. That's what I say. So anybody who tries to say something stupid about, Tony Oso's being racist, no, I'm being realist. I'm actually calling out the real racists. Dante's boxing, you a racist, man. You got to open up that little mind of yours, man. You're intelligent, but you can learn a little bit more. Open that mind and stop being so arrogant and so close-minded, and educate your mind about the history about Latinos. There's African history in the Latinos too. So you don't understand that because you want to be closed-minded and you want to say things that are not true. That Latinos are jokey jokesters when Debo comes around. We're not afraid of nobody. Let's get that right. Let's get that right. Latinos are not afraid of nobody. We cut from a different cloth, and we're just as brave as the African Americans, and we don't tolerate nonsense, and we go to war. We have to, and let me tell you one thing, Devin Haney, he wouldn't even stand a chance against Felix Tito Trinidad. Felix Tito Trinidad would knock him out. He has no chin. Devin Haney has no chin, man. Xander Zayas is gonna beat him. He's gonna dominate him and make him look like a fool. Trust me. He's gonna go to a different weight class and find out that this is not his weight class. That's what Devin Haney's gonna find out. That Xander Zayas is on another level and there's nobody to play with. And a lot of people are gonna realize that you can't sleep on Puerto Ricans, man. You can't sleep on us. We cut from a different cloth, and we're very versatile, just like African American. But we sell more. Puerto Ricans sell more, and Mexicans sell more. It's just a fact. All right. So thanks for everybody tuning into my channel. Subscribe to that channel. Do not be afraid to click that like button. Press like and subscribe and comments. Give me your who do you think is going to win between Devin Haney and Xander Zayas? I think Xander Zayas beats him, possibly knocks him out. And I think, Keyshawn Davis, he would definitely put a hurting on Devin Haney. Keyshawn Davis is one of my favorite fighters, and so is David Benavidez. So is Xander Zayas. And so is, who else? Super Matias. I like him. Then Abisal Cotto. Abisal Cotto is the next champion of Puerto Rico. I interviewed him on my channel. Check the video section in Spanish. The videos are in Spanish because the boxers speak only Spanish. And I interviewed the latest talents of Puerto Rico. And he's going to fight March 19th on the Zone. Abisal Cotto. He's 11-0 with 8 KOs. And he's 130-pound weight class. And he is definitely going to make some noise at that weight class. And he's going to be the future star of that weight, where we have some good fighters there as well. And I believe that he's going to just be the voice of the people, because he actually wants to help Puerto Rico too as well. And I interviewed him in my last interview. Check it out in the video section. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yes, my channel is growing, and I want everybody over here that tunes into my channel to stay tuned, because I got more interviews. I got interviews coming with Felix Tito Trinidad's nephew, Joey Borrero. I'm supposed to interview him soon. He's gonna have another fight, and he's gonna get me Felix Tito Trinidad eventually too. So all the people that didn't want to give me an interview, like Keith Colon, look, Keith Colon, you should have been true to your word, and you should have gave me that interview. But if you don't give me the interview, I see that you're taking it to another level. Where you're in your mind, you're thinking that you're bigger than what you are, and you should just be humble. You're a great talented fighter, but you should just be humble and give me that opportunity. I'm not saying nothing bad about you, but I feel like if you said you was gonna give me an interview after the after the Super Matias versus Dalton Smith fight, and you never did, just don't say that you're gonna give me an interview if you're not gonna give me one. That's all. Just keep it real, man. Keep it a buck. Tony also always keeps it real. I'm not afraid to speak my mind, and I'm not afraid to say what I gotta say to anybody. It don't matter. And no boxers ever disrespected me. I feel like I've always been real with everybody, and that's the reason why they support me, and I call it for what it is. Keith Colon, you're a talented fighter, but you should have never promised me that you was going to give me an interview if you wasn't going to give me an interview after the Super Matias Dalton Smith fight. But it's all good. I wish you success and nothing but prosperous journey for you, and you win. Hey, Bang Boogie Boxing, thanks for tuning in, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. You must have heard what I said a little earlier in the video. But watch the video from the beginning and check out the interview with Abisal Cotto, who's a 130-pound weight class, and he's fighting March 19th. And it's going to be very exciting, and he's 11-0 with 8 KOs, and I think he's the future of Puerto Rican boxing. I've interviewed him various times on my channel in Spanish, though. So my latest interview was a few weeks ago with Abisal Cotto, talking about his next fight, March 19th, on The Zone, promoted by Universal Promotions and Salida Promotion. Check out that interview. It's in Spanish, Bang Boogie Boxing, but you're one of my regulars, man. I appreciate you tuning into the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Yeah, so Devin Haney and Xander Zayas, what do you think about it? What do you think about who do you think is going to win that fight if they fight? I think Xander Zayas is going to fight Josh Kelly first, and he has more leverage because he's going to have 3 championships, and he still has more leverage because he has 2 championships, the WBA and the WBO. So if they were to fight, I think Devin Haney wouldn't have the upper hand as far as the negotiations on who gets paid more money, because Xander Zayas is in his weight class and he's the 2-time champion. And if he fights for the 3rd championship, he unify the one that Jerome Boots Ennis is going to fight for when he fights the winner. It'll probably be Xander Zayas versus Jerome Boots Ennis. That's what I see, but I don't know. He wants all the smoke. Xander Zayas wants all the smoke. So yeah, dale, I'll check it out. Yeah, dale, mi hermano. Gracias por estar en sintonía, mi hermano. Check that interview out. You're gonna love it. And check out my music on all major platforms. My new album, Mi Patria. You got Bomba en Plena, and I got a new album that I got Keep Murray featuring with me. Keep Murray from the Death Squad. He's gonna feature with me on a song called Stop Being Greedy. The song is being mixed and mastered right now. I know his people and he knows my people. That's how we was able to do a collaboration. But check out, that single's coming real soon. And I also got a freestyle single coming out real soon. And I don't want to say too much, but a freestyle artist is supposed to be on it with me as well. And the new album, The Essence of Who I Am, is going to showcase my versatility, and it's going to have Keep Murray on one of the songs, Stop Being Greedy, which I'm going to release as a single. Check out my music on all major platforms. Unite the Tribes, Free Puerto Rico, Mi Patria Linda, COVID-19. I got a song about COVID-19. I got a lot of songs, man, on The Monumental Truth. Check that album as well. And check out The Prodigy of Alviso Campos, where I talk about the liberation of Puerto Rico. I talk about a lot of things. The colonization is going on in Puerto Rico from the United States, imposing it on Puerto Rico, illegally invading Puerto Rico. So yeah, if you want to find out more about my political views and check out my hip-hop stuff, if you want to just hear good music like about love and a little bit political, just check out my singing on The Essence of Who I Am. I got like three songs that are political, but all the other ones is gonna be me singing love songs, me doing Afro beats, reggae, dancehall, hip hop, trap, R&B, slow jams. It's dedicated to my mother. The essence of who I am. God rest my mother's soul. I love her. It's called The Essence of Who I Am. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. Do not be afraid to click that like button. Only the brave and only the strong and intelligent come to my channel and embrace the truth, because a lot of people are looking for that truth, and that truth is missing. It's not as prevalent as it should be, but we need people like us in the underground to actually rise from the underground and surpass all this mainstream nonsense that's trying to stop the truth from spreading around. And we're going to pervade the truth. We're going to make sure that the truth invades everybody, so that way everybody is liberated and they get the knowledge they need, and they get the happiness and the joy that they need. And through music, you can actually give people joy and empower them with your lyrics and with the way you sing it, with that heart and soul and that passion. That's how you do it. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. I appreciate you, Bang Boogie Boxing. He's one of my regulars. I appreciate you for tuning in, and subscribe and give me your opinions on who do you think is going to win between Xander Zayas and Devin Haney, and who do you think Jerome Booz Ennis is going to fight if he doesn't get Virgil Ortiz. I think he's going to fight Xander Zayas, or probably a warm-up opponent. I don't know. Maybe Zalev, who Josh Kelly beat. I don't know, man. I don't think that's a good look if he takes that fight. But we'll see. Give me your opinions on the comments, and check out that interview with Abisai Cotto that I did, and share it with all your people that you know. That's a great champion. He's one of my friends. I consider him my friend, Abisai Cotto. He's a great, humble, talented, powerful, and skillful and well-rounded boxer. He's gonna be a problem for everybody at 130. And I wrote a song for him too, so I'm supposed to give that to him so he can walk in the ring with my song. It's a ring entrance song, motivational. Word up. I sing and I rap on it. So check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel. That song's not available yet. The song, I'm going to give it to Abisai Cotto when it's ready. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. Xander Zayas is going to beat Devin Haney if they ever fight. And Devin Haney is not a 1 million gate fighter. He has never sold 1 million. He needs Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas don't really need Devin Haney. Dante's Boxing and Bill Haney, you guys are a bunch of racist trolls. That's right. Racist and narcissists. Get your facts straight. Subscribe to the channel. Tony also knows boxing. You're tuning into my channel.